So, Papa, we welcome you today. Thank
you.
you for the honor and the privilege to be able to do this with you, sir.
Thank you very much.
And this is the fourth service, and we'd just love to use this opportunity to glean some insights and wisdom from your journey. So we just want to start from the fact that the 22nd of August has become such a date for supernatural manifestations and a whole lot that happens. How do you think that it has become that this date is a landmark for the great and mighty things that God does?
Okay, so I was asked a similar question by the ITV in London. I do not think that there was actually any intentionality around making 22nd of August something supernatural, right? But I realized that being sold out to what I do, and you know how it is that on your birthday, you're asking God. People can say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want. This is the only life I know. Do you understand? And to be, for want of a better way to put it, to be fair to God, right? There's nothing I want. Do you understand? The only thing I want is let the impact of this work He has called me be felt on the lives of the people. So, and this where I began with trying to say, God, if there is anything you want to give me, please give it to these people. And it started with just a normal prayer. Honestly, it wasn't even because I knew God was going to do anything. So, but after a while, people say, doing Pastor Jerry's birthday. The testimonies are just too much. Doing Pastor Jerry's birthday. So I now said, okay, is there something about this time that God likes? So let me do it again. So, and then by the time you know what's happening, unimaginable testimonies. So there was no intentionality of trying to say this will happen during this time. So there's nothing. It's just me trying to, it's just me trying to see thy kingdom come. If you will find a space during my birthday, please use it and bless the lives of the people. If that will become a faith anchor to some people and say, on this special day of his life, Lord, this is what I want. Do it for the longest, actually, I don't think I've had a prayer point. My prayer point is my assignment. So, and everyone close to me knows that within the boundaries and the confines of my assignment, please don't come close. Don't come close. If it's my assignment, don't ever come close. My assignment is my life, is my heart, is what I live for. You people have an idea.
Thank you so much, Papa. Indeed, we do have a robust idea, and thank you for all you do. And Papa, one of the things that we can significantly say is that you started your journey with God at a very young age. How has that, or do you think, or how has that shaped you for this assignment God had called you to do now? How has that in any way, starting early, your journey with God, your encounters, what are those encounters and those journeys that you believe, has shaped you to being the man that God has ordained or prepared for pioneering this assignment?
I can't pinpoint. I think every man of greatness is a product of many encounters. Do you understand? So, and you cannot bank on the encounter of yesterday. But if there is what I would call a watershed, which is what I honestly, I'm going to share with my people. So I actually blotted out to my people today. I say, I forgot something very landmark I wanted to do today. So the first person God used to speak about my calling ministry, I wanted to bring her here today. So, but I forgot. I have talked about her many times. No, she's not my pastor's wife who is late. She's not the one. So, but the at that time, but she's mommy now, But at that time, she spoke prophetically. If you heard that story where I said I was lying under the chair, right, and then she came and then told me, "Kuri, Like that was her bringing me out, like speaking in tongues, like it was my old local church. So and that's how she dragged me out and then began to speak about how God was going to use me for the nations. How she saw Jesus carrying me. How, she's still alive.
Wow.
She's still alive. So I don't know. I wanted to make sure she's here. Then we used to call her Sister Lucy. She had such an amazing, precise prophetic gift. Like as she could see things by the minute. So that day was very landmark for me because my mom was kneeling on the bench and then I was inside, and all of that. I was right inside because, I've told the story many times. We're having a 3-day dry fasting. So by the second day, like after doing 6 to 6, I was about 10 years old. Yes, I was about 10. I know I was not in senior secondary. So I was in junior secondary at the time. I was about 10, 11. So I was under the bench. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for her to come out, and then she hit me, and then she told me to come out. There's calling of God upon your life, and all of that. God was going to use you to the nations. At some point as she was talking, she started crying. She started crying. She spoke so prophetically, and all of that. I'm not sure, but I knew she said very strong things on that day. It's been many years, but she spoke, At some point, she brought me out and told the entire church to pray for me, And she literally said they should mark her words. That if these things don't happen, they will know she's not called of God.
Wow.
And there's probably maybe over 30 years ago or thereabout that she spoke these words. So I just wanted to bring her. She actually did reach out to me.
Wow.
I lost contact with her. But NSPP did. So she did reach out to me and telling me, through someone, I say, this is my number, this is, and all of that. And it was such a delight. So I wanted to bring her on this particular one. Let her tell us what she saw that day. It would have made a difference. But I will still bring her. Yes. And here's me saying to Sister Lucy, if you can hear me, Mommy Lucy now, if you can hear me, I'm speaking about you. I don't forget people who the Lord used to bless me. You were such a blessing to me. You spoke words that the world is seeing right now. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Papa. Speaking about prophecies, so many people have a lot of words spoken over their lives, but they never live to see the manifestation. But I really wanted to know what has made it so different for you, that the words God spoke about you, we are seeing the evidence in our very day.
You cannot ignore spiritual discipline. You cannot ignore spiritual. God will literally, that God has spoken it is not a guarantee that because God said it is going to happen. He will take you through the crucible. You will have some very severe. Anybody who advances a gospel to you that lacks spiritual discipline is telling you a lie that will make you go down a slippery slope at an alarming speed. So, and my life has been a cocktail. Everyone who is close to me knows that there are things I don't compromise. Do you understand? Spiritual discipline, getting to the, like if you have been given this assignment, you know that this assignment, I must do it. I have zero tolerance for mediocrity. I have zero tolerance for, you know why I made a mistake is because that day I was tired. You know why I do this thing, and your vulnerability must always show. You must always be hungry for what God has put inside of your heart. I never get used to the things I'm doing, and I never know what I'm going to do. Now, I know this sounds important. NSPPD is coming tomorrow morning. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm only trusting God. I'm only vulnerable. I pray. So the reason why I stay awake all through the night, it's not because sleep is not doing me. I like to sleep the way others like to sleep as well. But when I remember, you have an assignment for nations. Someone is depending on my prayer tomorrow. So I was seeing a video with one of my staff, one of the testimonies, and the lady was testifying and spoke about her sister had an accident. I'm sure we are going to see that video, but as he was showing me the testimony, it riled up something again in me. So the testimony said, my sister had an accident, had a brain injury, and all of that, and the sister was having seizure every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. So, and this was her praying, crying, and this happened in Enugu. And she was praying, crying. Next thing, she said, I waited. I could not wait for 7 a.m. to come. I was praying, Lord, please, let 7 a.m. come, 7 a.m. Only for her to get on the altar. Next thing she hears is that there is somebody here. You are having seizure every 5 minutes.
Wow.
So, how can lives depend on you that way? You don't know your calling. You don't know your calling. So for me, it's a cocktail of spiritual discipline. I try to, it's not because it's your discipline that will make the miracle happen, but your discipline shows how prepared and available you are. And so God is always willing to use available vessels. So by your spiritual discipline, by how I'm aggressive in my assignment. I am extremely very aggressive in the secrets, in the open, and all of that. If I'm talking with you and it reaches the time for my midnight prayers, I'll tell you, sorry, you just have to leave now. I am going to pray right now. So, and that is what it is. And then I pray and all of that. So this is what it is. And I want to tell people, stop worrying for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stop worrying for me and all of that. Whatever you think might go wrong will never go wrong. That is number one. But number two, let me add that even if it goes wrong, I'm not here to live my life. I'm here to live the life of He that sent me. So, and the only way I want to die is die doing the work of God. That's the only way I want to die. So if the work of God will kill me, shikina. So, and that's it. So all of these things are cocktails of spiritual discipline. So being able to focus on, and there are days I keep saying to God, maybe you can take away this burden. I hate to see people hurt. I hate to, away from even ministry, people who know me know that I have such a large heart. I don't know, but you know how your compassion wells up. So I'm that kind of person. I don't like to see anybody hurt. So if the least I can do is this, then what is it? Then not to think of now God trusting me with the responsibility. A mother with an autistic child is waiting for 7 a.m. They are waiting for 7. They are waiting for what God would. Do you know how many people all over the world, people are gathered from India to where have you not gone? By the time sometimes when you think about, there's a prime minister I'd never heard of, and all of that. I had to reach out to someone. I didn't even know that country existed. And I reached out to the person, and the person sent me a message last night, and he said to me, the prime minister of so and so country wants to reach you. And I'm asking myself, how will I take know me? Do you understand what I'm saying? But all of these things, for me, what he pointed out, say, even up to that point, I have extended the reach of your voice. So, ministry is not about being a celebrity. It's not about showing up. It's not about, if it is all of those things, I don't have something that has taken my time. Something that has taken for the past 5 years, I've never gone on holiday. I've never gone on. So even if it is about anything physical and all of that, so how are you going to even enjoy the physical things you have? All of the things that matter, I count them dung for the excellency of Christ. For me, that is all that matters.
Streams of joy, Abuja. Can we celebrate our Papa, this gift that keeps on giving? You are not shouting. Papa, we are grateful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. And the beautiful thing is that people who take a posture to die on the assignment never die on the assignment. So we are excited. It's a good place, and we celebrate your heart for that. But before we leave, because, we can keep drinking and drinking the well of wisdom, we want to know, do you have any words that you think within the last 1 year, looking at this year, counting a new year, looking back from your last birthday till now, are there lessons you would say you've learned so far that you would want us to know, you would want to share to us? that we should run with for this season?
In the past 1 year, what has God taught me in the past 1 year? Sometimes He doesn't show you everything, but start following the ones He has showed you. So He's not going to give you a full picture of what it is, but then again, the ones He has laid out for you, follow them. Never try to validate your assignment by the applause. So, and this is me saying to everyone who is coming up in ministry, and even if you are not applauded, believe what He told you. So, I mean, if someone can sit back and say, oh, Pastor, you have been applauded all over the world. But I want to say to someone that even if you're not applauded, believe what He told you. And I want to say to anyone, never second guess the voice of God. What you are hearing is correct. Do you understand what I'm saying? What you are hearing is correct. Never second guess, because God will speak to you. Never second guess it. What you're hearing is correct. And the truth of the matter is that let God choose your people for you. Everybody that loves you must not assess you. Let God choose your people for you. Let God choose who will be. And no matter what happens, whether you feel like you have failed God, or you're right with God, or you're good with God, or you're not in a good place with God, understand that He needs you in His presence more than what you have done wrong. So, which is very key. He needs you in His presence. Don't say, oh God, because of this, I cannot. And I want you to understand, and this is what I keep saying, don't ever imagine that the seasons where you became lazy or quiet, other people are lazy. So, the moment you decided to relax and misbehave, other people are working on their destiny. So, as we speak, there are people who go tonight and go back and pray. As we speak, there are people who are going to go back tonight and they are going to sleep. So, I want you to know, every time you're sleeping, somebody is working. Don't come out tomorrow and look at their evidence and say, but why are they having this? But what you don't know is that you never did what they did. So, which is very critical. And I also want everybody to realize that in this season, God will always use the available. There is no end to how God will use a man that is available. There's no end. Once you are available, Lord, I am available. I want you to, and let me also say this, you do not have a blueprint of how God is going to do or what God will do with your life for your new season. I know you know what He has done in the former season, but you don't have an idea what the blueprints God is going to use for the new season. So all you need to do is to say, Lord, whatever you want, yes, sir. However you want it, yes, sir. And I want to also reiterate that the voice of God should be the loudest in your life. The voice of God should be the loudest in your life. I know what I'm saying looks like cliche, but the voice of God should be the loudest in your life. Within this year, we have had outreaches where we felt like, oh, are we going to do this outreach? Maybe we should cancel it. And the Holy Spirit said, go ahead and do the outreach. I'm going with it. And my people know that once I say God is on this matter, let us go and do it. Everything simply aligns. And I also want to say that I don't know. I can go on and on because the next thing I'm going to say is going to introduce, I know it sounds very simple, but never lose your joy. Yes, never lose your joy. Never lose your joy. Joy is very beautiful. Joy is very beautiful. And that's why the devil will keep attacking you. When you lose your joy, you leak spiritual energy. Do you understand? When you lose your joy, you lose a whole lot of the things that now the peace of God that passeth all understanding that is supposed to rule and guard your heart is going to find expression in an atmosphere of joy. So, and it is with joy that will draw from the well of salvation. So no matter what happens, make yourself a promise. I will not lose my joy. And joy is not joy until it finds expression in negative situations. So you never can say, I'm a very joyful person, What makes you joyful? When there are no negative situations around you. But when you can be in the middle of a negative situation and you say, I know my Redeemer liveth. That is what it is. And one thing this past year has taught me is that most of the answers that you seek today had been given by God years ago. So pay attention to so there are situations you're going to find yourself in, and you go like, I have this answer, I have this answer, I have this answer, I have this answer, and you realize, oh, he spoke to me about this. Oh, there's a similar situation of this that happened like 10 years ago. So you are not at a loss. You're just like, whoa. These things are very real. I can see that this answer, I got them like 10 years ago, and that is what it is. And also, intentionally, what God has taught me, intentionally allow people to drink of your spirit. Intentionally allow people to drink of your spirit and all of that. So, and that's what I have done this past 1 year. And yes, I've done it this past 1 year. So I know that standing in front of God, sitting in front of God's people, I have hit both of you hard the most. Not the most, but I've hit you hard. So, and this is me trying to say that you people will be that thing. You don't look up as I'm not, as much as God is doing a great work in my spirit, but when I look at you people, I want you to be like me.
Yes, sir.
So when I see that thing that I believe that this is not me, I will hammer on it. I will shout about it. I will keep quiet with you people for 2 days, and then after that, you will come full circle. So, and that's also one thing that God has taught me in this. And like always, in the past 1 year, laugh at everything, laugh at good things, laugh at yourself, laugh at. I love to laugh. So that's also one thing in the past 1 year. I love to laugh, and I love to be around happy people. Yes, happy people, and basically, I could go on and on. Do you still want me to go on?
Thank you so much. I mean, for us, we wouldn't want to stop, but for the want of time. Thank you so much.
You're laboring for us night and day, and we are just grateful, sir.
Thank
you so much, Papa.
Thank you, church.